Women's division.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. Charlotte and Rick go to Shane to try to get him to overturn Stephanie's decision of him not being allowed at ringside at Extreme Rules. Shane not only says, the decision stands, we're also going to make that decision for her match tonight against Paige. You're not allowed ringside. Rick is not happy. Charlotte is not happy, but he says you need to learn. You need to show that you can stand on your own. I think that's good because that's something we talked about for a long time as well. That at a certain point, Rick is almost minimizing what she's doing. He's overshadowing her in a way. And I think she is to the point now where she does not need him out there anymore.
Yeah.
So, do you think we're nearing the end of Ric Flair accompanying her to the ring, or do you think this is just for this particular feud?
I think it's just for this particular feud. I do, because I'm just glad. I'm glad because Paige was away. She was away for a couple of weeks. I'm glad to see her back. Before she left, she was getting real sloppy in the ring.
Yeah.
And Paige before Sasha and all the other women came up. Paige was my favorite. Paige is still one of my top favorites in the division. But I was just glad to see Paige back. They're playing even Natty was on commentary. Natty does not need to do commentary.
No.
Ever, never again. But she put over the story that Charlotte that Charlotte thinks she's Rick. And she's a scary little girl. She hides behind her father. And it showed. I love how when Ric Flair came down, when he saw Charlotte in trouble, he just ran down to the ring. And then Shane came out and brought the referees out and took him to the back, and Paige got the win. I love that because they're telling the story that she can't win without Rick.
And that was a roll-up I didn't mind.
Yeah, because it made sense.
Because it fit with she's concerned about her dad getting pulled out. Oh, he's trying to help me, and now he can't. And then you get caught off guard, and you lose in a very cheap fashion. So it plays into the way they're trying to build this story. I agree with you. Natty is not the best on commentary. She did put over the story. And I think it's good that at least they're doing that for them. I thought it was even good for that match they came down with the referees because it makes the match feel like a bigger deal. Mm-hmm. They usually don't do that for women's matches. Just whatever happens, happens. And 9 out of 10 of those end in roll-ups anyway on Raw.
Yeah.
We actually got a secondary story a little bit.
Oh, I was like, they remembered?
With Becky getting her interview interrupted by Emma, who they've had a feud that's been happening mostly on what show?
It hasn't been on Main Event.
Okay.
It hasn't.
I tried.
It hasn't.
But she gets blindsided by none other than Dana Brooke, who I am a huge fan of. And I love the two of them together. I think they're great. I don't know if has Dana been back in the ring yet?
No. Well, not on TV.
Okay.
She's been on live events, but she hasn't been on NXT TV.
But she's been cleared to actually.
Yeah, because she works the live events.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really look at that. So now first thought I had when I saw Dana Brooke.
What the hell is she wearing?
That wasn't the first thought.
Because I was like, she looks like Thanos. Do you remember the villain from Little Mermaid?
I do.
That's what she looked like. That. I was like, what the hell is she wearing?
Are you talking about Ursula?
Yeah. From Little Mermaid. Yeah.
Shout out to my Disney villains out there.
What the hell is she wearing?
I thought it was good because, like I said, I like the two of them together. I'm a big fan of Dana Brooke. But my first thought was, well, maybe this will give something for Sasha to do. Then I had two other thoughts immediately after that, which is, one, I don't want Sasha's role to be helping somebody else because that's not what she should be doing. And two, there's just one more person that they're not going to have time to fit into anything. I don't know why they're not doing a little bit more. I also, though, I want to thank Pizza Hut and Up, Up, Down, Down.
For showing us Sasha.
And the New Day.
We found Sasha.
Without that, we would not have even seen Sasha Banks last night. So at least we know she still works for WWE. Yeah. Hopefully, she actually does something on Raw sometime soon. I'm still just very adamantly against, I know you are, we'll hold off on this person until this time.
Well, I agree. I agree with your second point about bringing up somebody else and we're not going to know what to do with them.
Right.
But I do think Sasha gets involved in this because Becky's going to need a partner in the situation. And I think Sasha so-called turns on Becky maybe after they win or during the match. Because remember I told you, I think Sasha's going to start coming back on TV and start getting built up in June. Because I don't know if they're going to give the women a Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to do that or not. But I do, like I said, I do think Sasha we'll start building her. They'll start building Sasha back up to get to that women's title match at so-called SummerSlam. Like I said, I do think she'll probably wrestle for the title at Battleground, but she has to take a loss before SummerSlam. So I think she'll get that title match at Battleground, and I think she'll probably win it at SummerSlam. But before that, I think she'll come out, cut a promo. The boss is back, and I'm tired of sitting in the back. I'm back. I'm the boss, and I'm going to take what's mine, and I'm going to do what I do best, and that's run this place.
So you had the same first thought as me then, that this is a story that Sasha Banks will now get to take a part in.
Yeah, and then after this is done, she could feud with Becky Lynch probably, and then her and Becky have yet to have a standout match on WWE
Right.
TV, so that can elevate Sasha.
They were just getting those goofy, non-finishes.
Yeah, they're getting those non-finishes, the things with Team Bad, and this and that. So I think she could possibly feud with Becky, and then after she's done with Becky, she could move towards Charlotte in the women's title. She could still, the boss is a heel character, but we're in a day and age where heels get cheered and people see them as tweeners. So I think that's what's going to happen with Sasha.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that because that's something Vince Russo just talked about recently. That when he was writing Raw, he was not writing, well, this is a babyface character, this is a heel character. It was shades of gray characters, where sometimes they'll do things you agree with and sometimes they won't. Sometimes they may resort to, less than honorable methods to win a match. Sometimes they won't. I think he talks about this too, the idea of a wrestler standing in the ring when somebody's come out and called them out and they just stand there because there's an invisible wall that won't let them get out of the ring and go after the guy. Mm-hmm. He always says, I hate when wrestlers act like wrestlers. Have them act like people. Have them make decisions a real person would make. And I think the whole tweener thing lends itself to that because you have an agenda, you're going out there, and you're just being true to who you are, not just, I'm a good guy, so I do this. I'm a bad guy, I do this.
Yeah, because no matter what, she's going to get cheered. Whether she turns
nothing they can do about that.
There's nothing you can do about it. But I think that's the perfect way. Have a team with Becky. If they win, they win. They lose, whatever. Turn on her, beat her in her match, and then build towards Charlotte.
Do you think maybe that was actually played against her a little bit, that she was getting cheered so much when she came up? And it was like, well, she's the boss, she's supposed to be a heel, but everybody loves her, and they maybe just didn't quite know what to do with her?
Well, I just think they shouldn't have called up all three. I remember we had a question a few weeks ago that, how would you rebook the Revolution? I just think they should have brought up Charlotte and Becky first, and then when Nikki Bella was about to break the title reign, have Sasha come up, because she would have still dropped the title at Brooklyn.
Right. Yeah, I think bringing them all up at once, and then especially the whole team thing, there was no way to feature everybody. Yeah, you just couldn't.
Yeah, because we already knew Charlotte was going to get the first call for the title, but at the same time, it's like they knew Sasha was the most popular. And like I said, Becky was like the afterthought,
right?
But between those two, but Sasha was the most popular. So their thing was it was more of a slow build.
So they managed to turn the most popular one into the afterthought.
Yeah, that's what they do
in the course of 8
months. But that's what they do. For whatever, that's what they do.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just backlash. Like we're not. Austin said this week about Roman Reigns. Yeah. People just don't like to be told what to like.
Yeah,
and maybe WWE is the same thing. Well, you're not going to dictate to us what we're going to do or who we're going to push, and maybe they're pushing back against the fans. I have no idea. I'd hope they wouldn't do that.
Yeah, but like I said, Sasha.
But they do have a track record of holding those people back.
Yeah, and like I said, Sasha had popularity from day one when she came to WWE roster. From that July episode of Raw to SummerSlam, they chanted, "We want Sasha." Chanted. They were the first team going in the elimination match. At after Respect, the Raw after Respect, she got cheered during the Divas match. And they gave her all this bad content. She was doing Unity crap, and they tried to get her booed. They booed her because they're not booing her, they're just booing because they told her to do something.
Yeah, they're booing because you're just giving us garbage.
Yeah.
Right now that we don't want to even see.
Sasha Banks just needs her own segment on this show, like women's then Sasha.
Well, I kind of very subtly do that.
I know.
If anyone's noticed, I always make sure she comes up on every show.
Yeah, well,
she hasn't been on a show in what, a month?
Yeah, since they were in England.
She was on the Raw After Mania on April 4th.
Then the England one.
She was on the next one on the 11th, and I haven't seen her since.
No,
and today's
May
10th.
Almost a month,
so
yeah.
it's a full month.